Hey guys, I have another drill for you. It's actually kind of a game, um, but also like a drill for defensive shots. I'm gonna do my best to explain it because it's a little bit complicated, and it's a little bit counterintuitive. But if you play it for a few minutes, you'll get the hang of it. But I didn't worry about getting a tight rack here because we're gonna soft break. Because we want the balls to be kind of cluttered up so that the safeties are easier. If you have the balls spread out, especially if a lot of them are close to the rails, it's very difficult to play this game slash drill. So, so the deal is you break, and every time you come to the table, you have to make a good hit uh, with the balls as they're lying. Then you take ball in hand and you're always going to be shooting the one ball and trying to play a defensive shot. So here's my friend TJ. He's kind of has a little bit of a difficult spot with the one ball, but he ends up working it up table. It looks like I have a shot at it, which I do. So I just make my good hit as the ball lies. Then I take ball in hand. Um, and then I play my safety. And so the goal of the game is to get like 9 or 10 points or whatever amount of points you want. And every time you safe your opponent and they foul, you get a point. So that's all it is. You can't get points from making balls. Any balls that you pocket get spotted. Um, and the only way to score is by safing your opponent and they can't hit it. So what's great about this drill, you see it was pretty tough. He tried to go 2 rails behind the 4 ball, but it was pretty tight. So that's 1 point for me. I think we broke out the quarters here. We put them under the rails. Um, so I have 1-0. So when you make a safety, you get to go again. So you just take ball in hand again, and you play a safety wherever the one ball is that didn't get hit. So here I'm kind of trying to figure out which way to attack it. So I think I'm moving the one ball here. Yeah. So I decided to run the one ball up and kind of play a stop shot, a little bit of a draw on the cue ball. Um, that's a very easy save when you can just play a stop shot and have the cue ball already behind the blocking ball because it's not speed dependent. Like I could have hit that one ball way harder, and TJ just barely gets this good hit. It's got to hit the rail. It's just like in the normal game. So if you don't hit the rail, that's a foul, and that's a point for your opponent. Um, if you make the ball, that's perfectly fine. The ball just gets spotted. Um, but if you make the ball while you're playing the safety, it also gets spotted, but the safety doesn't count. Just like in the normal game, in a normal game of 9 ball, if you make the ball while you're safing, uh, you continue shooting, so it's not an actual safety. I had a pretty easy jump on this ball, but I was trying to kind of go to the right to avoid jumping over the full 8 ball, and I missed it. So that was a point for TJ. And he didn't get me on this safety, so my turn to make a good hit. I make the good hit. I take my ball in hand. So every time you get to the table, you make a good hit after your opponent safes you, whether it's successful or not, or ball in hand or whatever, or the ball was made. You're always making the good hit first. So it's like a 2 shots in a row kind of situation. And then you play your safety, which I think I got him pretty good here. He could two rail it, but I think he ends up coming up a little short. Or did he hit it? No, he came up short. Um, so if you're keeping the balls where the action is, you can do a lot of safeties back to back. And this is also a fun game for more than two people to play. Like you can play this with 4 or 5, 6 people. You just go in alphabetical order. That was a pretty bad safety on my part. So I totally left TJ the ball wide open. He makes it. Here he takes ball in hand and he plays his safety. Yep. So now it's his turn to play his safety to see if he can get a point off of me. And he leaves it out in the open. I make a good hit. 7 hits the rail, so it's a good hit. And now I play my safety with ball in hand. And it's confusing at first, but you just have to remind each other that you make a good hit and then you take ball in hand and play safety. And we're always playing the safety with ball in hand just because it will make it a lot easier to play the safeties. And the goal of this game is to get really good at playing defense. So you want to give yourself a chance to play a really great safety on every shot, and ball in hand makes it a lot easier. But if you're a beginner to this, it's actually very difficult. One good tip I have is when you play the safety, you want to try to move the cue ball when you can, rather than the object ball. And the reason for that is you play position with the cue ball all the time. So every shot you're playing cue ball position, and you almost never play object ball position. Like the average shot, you're just making the object ball on the hole. And I think he got me on this 4 ball. I think it literally just sat on the 4 ball. He wanted to go behind those balls, but he just kind of landed into the foot. No, he didn't. So I make my good hit. I take ball in hand and I play my safety. Let's see how I do here. So I'm just kind of putting it next to the ball, and then I'm just grazing the ball and hiding it. And I didn't do a very good job. But this is a good skill for you to master with this drill, because you are kind of playing the speed of the cue ball, but you're also getting a feel for how thin or thick to hit the ball to get that tangent line to go where you want it to go, if that makes sense. What we just did there was we rearranged the balls so that the safeties would be easier to do. And usually you'll do that with whoever is losing at the moment. You'll just take the balls and rearrange them, and then the game will keep moving along, and it'll be a little bit easier because as you play, the balls will start to spread across the table, and it'll get too difficult to play good safeties. So, the goal of this game is to practice your safeties. You end up practicing your kick shots too, but you don't want to make it too challenging. You want to make it pretty easy to play the safeties so you can really improve your safety game. TJ hit a pretty nice jump shot there for the good hit. And now he's taking ball in hand. And see what he does. I think he's just hitting the 1 ball down table and leaving me behind the 2. Yep, that's what he does. Let's see if he gets the point. I'm not sure if he hit me. completely. I think I have a one rail. Yeah, I have the one rail escape, which wasn't actually easy. It was actually a decent safety, um, but I hit it where I needed it to be hit. Let's see. So that was my good hit, and the one ball ended up going where I wanted it to, and here I'm playing my safety. I got him okay, but I remember when I shot this shot, I was trying to stick him in between the 7 and the 4 so he wouldn't have the one rail escape. Um, Anytime you can freeze the cue ball or stick it in between multiple balls, no, he didn't hit the rail. So that's a foul because he hit the ball but no rail. So that's a point for me. But anytime you can freeze it on the ball and you take away the one rail kick, it makes the defense much better. Let's see. I don't think I did a very good job on this one. I left it open for him. So he makes his good hit. He plays his safety. And he leaves it open for me too. So it's pretty hard. You can see it's pretty hard to play to hide the object ball. Like you really want to you really want to practice hiding the cue ball here because that's a skill that you can count on, and that improves your cue ball control too at the same time. So what's nice about this drill, you'll get better at safeties, you'll get better at cue ball control, and you will also get much better at kicking. And you will get really good at safeties here because you'll not just learn how to hide the ball, but you'll learn how to hide it in a way that's very difficult to hit. And you can really learn how to put your opponents in jail especially sometimes you have ball in hand and you don't want to make a ball. And this is exactly the skill that you need when you're trying to figure out how to what's the word I'm looking for? How to make the run out when there isn't one, and you have to play defense until a run out materializes. I got him pretty good. I got him in between that 9 and the 2. And I think he had to mass it. He ended up miscuing. So here I am playing another defensive shot, and I scratched. So what happened there was I hit it too thick, and it hit the corner of the side pocket and went in the other side pocket. And that just shows me that I need to practice hitting the ball thin and getting the tangent line right when I put the balls close to each other like that. Let's see what TJ does. Yep, so he successfully hides the one ball, but I just shoot it at the same angle that he did, so I get the 2 rail kick shot. You just have to make sure to hit it hard enough to hit a rail afterwards. So I think if he would have hidden the cue ball in that same exact position instead of the one ball, he probably would have gotten a point off of me. But a lot of times, if they hide the object ball, you can just hit the same route, and that'll be the key to the easiest good hit on the ball. Let's see what's going on here. This is not a bad safety. See if he hits it. He's got 2 rails into it, but no rail. So I played this game a lot more, and I have more experience with my safety game, so it's not a very even battle for TJ and I. But we played it a couple times, and he enjoys playing the game. So this is how you get better. But yeah, if you wanted to play with multiple players, you could play with like 4 players, and you can just go in order, like by name, just so you don't forget the order if you're going like several players. Um, and one thing you can do is you can rotate, like every time somebody gets a point and makes a successful safety, you can rotate out the next person who's supposed to hit the shot. So, like, if the person that comes after uh, the person who just scored um, just shot, then you would play the next person tries to make the good hit. And if they fail, the next person tries to make a good hit. And that will help if you have one player that's much better than the other players, so that you don't have like a skill level 2 that gets stuck behind the skill level 7 and makes the game completely easy for the 7, and also makes it impossible for them to ever get a chance to play defensive shots because they keep getting hooked and can't hit the ball. So you can kind of rotate each shooter shooting the kick shots, and then when somebody actually hits the ball, you can go back. So, like, let's say player A safes, player B um, misses the ball, player A gets a point, plays another safety, and then player C um, tries to kick it, misses the ball again, player A gets the 2 points, and then let's say player D um, has his turn to hit the ball, and player D does hit it. So then, instead of it being player D's turn um, to play the defensive shot, you would go back to player B, who wasn't able to hit the ball, and then player B would play the defensive shot. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. We're done here, and we're just going to play a game of 9 ball to cool down. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Enjoy.